Do you ever wonder why some students seem to have everything under control? They get their work done on time, ace their exams, and still have a social life. Meanwhile, others are drowning in deadlines, pulling all-nighters, and promising themselves they'll start being productive tomorrow. But tomorrow never really comes, does it? Well, let's talk about self-discipline, because if there's one thing that separates those who succeed from those who struggle, it's not talent. It's not intelligence, it's not luck, it's self-discipline. And today we're diving deep into what that means, how you can develop it, and, most importantly, how you can make it stick. Self-discipline is not about forcing yourself to study 24 hours per day. It's not about suppressing every desire to relax or have fun. It's about control, the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. Think about it. If success were only about motivation, we'd all be at the top of our game every single day. But motivation is unpredictable. Some days you wake up ready to conquer the world. Other days, you just want to binge watch an entire TV series and pretend your responsibilities don't exist. That's where discipline comes in. It's the bridge between goals and achievement. It's about doing what's necessary even when you don't feel like it. If self-discipline is so important, why is it so hard to maintain? The answer is simple. Our brains are wired for short-term rewards. The instant pleasure of scrolling through social media feels way more rewarding in the moment than writing an essay or preparing for an exam. And let's be honest, our environments don't make it any easier. Phones buzzing, endless entertainment options, notifications popping up every few minutes. It's no surprise that distractions win most of the time. But here's the good news. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And just like working out, it starts with small, consistent efforts. All right, let's get into the action. How do you actually develop self-discipline? Here are some strategies that will change the game for you. One of the biggest mistakes students make is trying to overhaul their entire routine overnight. You decide, from tomorrow, I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m., study for 6 hours, hit the gym, eat healthy, and never procrastinate again. Sounds great, but by the second day, you're exhausted and back to square one. Instead, start small. There's a concept called the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, do it immediately. But here's the trick. If a task seems overwhelming, break it down into something that only takes 2 minutes. Instead of, I need to study for 3 hours, start with, I'll review my notes for 2 minutes. Once you start, it's easier to keep going. Ever noticed how athletes have pre-game routines? That's because rituals signal to your brain, it's time to focus. Try this. Every time you sit down to study, follow a simple ritual. Maybe it's making a cup of tea, putting your phone on silent and playing instrumental music. Over time, your brain will recognize the pattern and shift into focus mode automatically. Let's be real. Distractions are everywhere. Your friends want to hang out, your phone won't stop buzzing. And that new Netflix series is calling your name. Here's a trick. Make distractions inconvenient. If your phone is your biggest weakness, don't just put it face down. Put it in another room. Install website blockers if social media is stealing your time. The harder it is to access distractions, the less likely you are to give in. Want to make sure you stick to your study schedule? Use a commitment device, something that locks you into your goal. For example, tell a friend, if I don't finish my assignment by tonight, I'll treat you to coffee. Now, you have real consequences for slacking off. Let me share a quick story. A friend of mine, Sarah, was struggling with procrastination. She kept delaying her essay until she made a bet with her roommate. If she didn't complete it by 10 p.m., she'd have to do all the dishes for a week. That night, as she glanced at the clock striking 9:45 p.m., panic set in. Fueled by determination, she powered through and submitted the essay at exactly 9:59 p.m. That simple consequence transformed the way she approached deadlines. Sometimes the right incentive makes all the difference. Discipline isn't about punishment. It's about balance. Set up rewards for completing tasks. Finished your study session? Watch an episode of your favorite show. Completed an assignment. Treat yourself to a snack. When your brain associates effort with positive outcomes, it becomes easier to stay disciplined. You can have all the self-discipline in the world, but If you're running on 3 hours of sleep, eating junk food and never moving your body, your brain is going to resist. A well-rested mind is a disciplined mind. So prioritize sleep, move your body and fuel yourself properly. These 3 things alone can massively improve your focus and willpower. Self-discipline isn't just about pushing forward, it's about checking in with yourself. At the end of each week, ask yourself, what worked well? Where did I struggle? How can I improve next week? Small adjustments lead to big results over time. Here's the deal. Self-discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Some days you'll crush it. Other days you'll slip up, and that's okay. The key is to keep going. Build habits, set small goals, create a system that works for you. Because once you master self-discipline, you're not just improving your grades, you're setting yourself up for success in every area of life. So, are you ready to take control? Because your future self is counting on you. That's it for today's episode. If this resonated with you, start implementing one small change today. And if you found this valuable, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Thanks for tuning in. If you found this episode helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more powerful insights. Stay disciplined, stay focused, and take one step closer to your goals every single day. See you in the next episode.